I'm Ravi and welcome to Goals Driven Life YouTube channel. So it's my birthday today and I thought let me share about something that I'm thinking deeply about lately. Birthdays are important milestones. They are a reminder of life slipping by and a reminder of how little time we have all got. I often look at this image that gives me a sense of my time left in this world and activates my sense of urgency. So during my reflection today, I pondered what is the most important idea that is playing in my mind at this stage of my life. But before that, let me start by narrating a childhood occurrence from my life. So when I was a kid, I used to go to school on my school bus. And the bus had two entry gates. The front side was meant for the girls and the rear side was meant for the boys. Now, in the rear side, there used to be a bunch of noisy, mischievous bunch of boys whose only job was to pick on other boys and bully them. I avoided them and therefore I was often picked up for bullying. Now, I tried many ways to avoid being picked upon, but all of them failed. Eventually, I decided to join them and blend in, even though I was not very happy with the arrangement. But now I was one among them and I was not bullied anymore. One of the biggest epidemic mankind suffers from is its tendency to blend in. It has killed many a dreams, it has killed aspirations, and has led scores of people to live in silent desperation. What I am going to talk about is doing just the opposite. Not blending in, but in fact, being more of who you are and more of what you are meant to be. It is not just about preserving your uniqueness, but going all in and amplifying your uniqueness. Because the biggest gift you can give to the world is being more of who you are and your uniqueness. When you are more of you than others, your life is more fulfilling and the world around you gets to benefit from your unique gifts. And since our schools and formative education does so little to teach this to individuals, most people grow up with a weakness and try to blend in because you want to be accepted. For most part, we live through lives half expressing ourselves and are ashamed of that cosmic idea which each of us represents. There is no person that is like you or capable of becoming exactly like you. You have a unique individuality, your life experiences are unique, and your path is unique. One of my early influences in life was Ralph Waldo Emerson's essay titled Self Reliance. It had a huge influence on me and almost made me a nonconformist. Let me share a few lines from the essay. Ralph would often say, whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist. In fact, I had this quote on my Facebook cover for a long time. Ralph goes on to say, society is a joint stock company in which the members agree for the better securing of his bread to each shareholder to surrender the liberty and culture of the eater. The virtue in most request is conformity. Self reliance is its aversion. Nothing is at last sacred but the integrity of your own mind. No law can be sacred to me but that of my own nature. Powerful, isn't it? It is a lot of classical English language, but I hope you get the essence of it. It tried to tell you that the society everywhere is in conspiracy against the individuality of its members. So, how do you become more of who you are? It begins by knowing who you are. And to know who you are, you need to embrace solitude sometimes in life. The voices of your own can only be heard in solitude because the voice grows faint and inaudible as we enter into the world. So give your voice the attention and solitude. Find out what is it trying to say, what is it trying to do, and what is it trying to be. That should be your biggest endeavor in your life. One of the best books on solitude that I read is Lead Yourself First by Raymond and Michael. I would give the book a 10 on 10 on rating. But an even better book to inspire you to be more of who you are is my favorite, Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. It's a small book that somebody gifted me early in my career and it left an indelible mark in me. And I myself have gifted the book to so many other people. Let me summarize it for you. Jonathan Livingston is a seagull. You know what a seagull is, right? So most seagulls only care about one thing, eating. Jonathan is a little different from other seagulls though, and he cares about flying. Jonathan's love of flying sets him apart from other seagulls and even from his parents. His parents are shocked that their son spends hours alone each day practicing various aspects of flying. Jonathan is often ridiculed by his flock and community that instead of being with them, he spends time alone trying to fly higher. They try to teach him that the duty of seagulls is to find food for themselves and not fly higher. His father admonishes him to study food and reminds him that the only reason seagulls fly is to eat. Jonathan is an obedient son and tries for a few days to do what the other seagulls are doing, but he simply cannot keep doing. His heart pulls him to fly high again, and soon Jonathan leaves to fly alone against the wishes of his community. He flies for long hours alone every day and is physically exhausted. But even worse is that he feels a deep sense of failure. He wishes he could just sink to the bottom of the ocean and end it all. But when he is about to do that, he finds another seagull at a distance doing exactly what Jonathan was trying to do. This seagull was an even better flyer and takes Jonathan under his wing. He takes Jonathan to the higher realm where Jonathan finds an entirely new tribe of high flying seagulls. Jonathan is ecstatic. Jonathan finally finds a tribe like his own. Hope you loved this story. So, my message to you is to find your own Jonathan Seagull within you. Where is he or she trying to fly that you have caged? Observe keenly if your Jonathan is trying to conform to the rules of your community, or is it trying to fly into heights where your community has not ventured before? Remember, the path initially is lonely because the majority won't be with you. But as you learn to fly alone, you will begin to find company which is like you. And gradually you will find more like you. But for that to happen, you need to pay attention to your own voice. And you can only hear that voice in solitude because the voice is faint and inaudible in the world outside. For the last several years, I have worked on preserving my uniqueness, and in the last few years, I am amplifying my uniqueness. I am doing that unabashedly with no holds barred attitude. I don't mind sticking out like a sore thumb, but while it was a lonely affair earlier, I'm finding a lot of such people in my journey now. So, this is my message to you on my birthday. See you again in another episode. Bye bye.